Tomorrow, Bitcoin's going to have a mega golden cross for only the third time in history. I'm going to give you the latest and greatest hot off the press information. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Do you want an extra income stream? Do you want to make 5 times more in this bull run? This is your last chance. The sale ends today. The largest discount we've ever had on my courses in 6 years. The ridiculous 75% off. It ends today. Today is the last day. You're going to get lifetime access, unlimited viewing, watch the courses whenever you want at your own speed. I'm going to help transform you from where you are now into knowing exactly when to buy and when to sell, into having an extra income stream, into making 5 times more in this bull run. Your transformation happens today. If you're saying, oh, Steve, I want to sign up, but I want to wait for more profits and sign up later, you could, or you sign up now and make 5 times more in this bull run. Close your eyes. Imagine 5 times more money stacked up in front of you at the end of this bull run. Don't throw that away. Sign up today. The clock is ticking. Today is your last day. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Again, cryptocrewuniversity.com. Let's jump into the chart. We're on the 3-day chart, Bitcoin US dollar index. We have 2 different moving averages on our chart. We have the 50 MA and the 200 MA. And if you're one of my students, you have this indicator absolutely free. Golden Cross, Death Cross projects out where crosses will happen, and tomorrow is going to be our major cross. But let's give the hottest and latest information as we speak right now. You can see we're holding the red line as support and the green line as support, but we have to compare it to the other huge trends. But again, I need to preface how important these golden crosses are on the 3-day. They are nothing to play with. How important, you ask? Well, we sat right here in this chair in 2018 and talked about how we were about to have a mega death cross. Nobody wanted to listen to me. We talked about it for about 1 month prior for it to happen. And we said that Bitcoin was going to crash down by a substantial margin, probably to our 200-week moving average. Everybody thought I was crazy. And then we crashed down. We also said it would probably happen within 1 month, because 1 month of when we crashed the first time, when we had our first death cross, it took about 1 month to reach the bottom. So we said in our video in 2018, we're going to have a crash probably down to the 200-week moving average, and it will happen within 1 month of the cross. And sure enough, it did. It happened about 33 days. So 1 month within the cross, we had our market bottom. And we sat right here in this chair back earlier last year when we were approaching a 3-day death cross. And we said, this is nothing to play with. We're going to have the cross, and then in about 1 month, we're going to bottom. So it ended up being about 33 days, exactly the same as the prior cycle. And that's our bottom. It happened precisely on schedule as every market cycle. And here we are in the reverse. When you have a golden cross, it is nothing to play with. These are huge. These are major. These are monumental. Let's go back and study them. There are only 2. We're going to take our time machine back to 2015, 2016. We had this gap in our system here where it's about 400 days from our death cross to our golden cross. Let's compare that to present day. We had about 400-ish days, and yeah, we're about 400-ish days again. So right on schedule, according to the fractal patterns of 2015 so far. But let's look more importantly of the market structure as we approach this cross, because we can see where the market structure was as we were approaching our prior cross. We've got to compare this structure and what we can learn from this structure to what's happening now when we get major clues in the market. But look where this green line crosses through. So a golden cross is the green line crossing back above the red, and a death cross is this green line crossing down through the red. Okay, so the red is kind of the slow moving average. The green is the fast one, or the trigger one, right? So when you have the fast moving average cross through here, we were holding critical support, right? We were holding critical support of both moving averages, especially as the green line started to rise through the red. It brought price with it, okay? And anytime we started to hold a little bit of resistance, we started to consolidate, but the moving average pushed price upwards, okay? We never came back down to this red line for the entire market cycle. The only time we had some problems was when we finally dipped below our green line here. We started to show some problems, and then we started to hold some resistance, and then further resistance and further resistance. And again, you can look at this formation in multiple ways. You can look at it as a descending triangle, which we also brought up on our channel, which is coming back down, having resistance at the same level, right? Creating a high, a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, while coming back to our base. Again, that's a descending triangle. Those often break to the downside. Or you just look at the facts. This is a 3-day death cross. You don't want to play with it. So we had this little period here. We had our green line come all the way back down, and this was the huge rally up here. But again, things started to fall apart when we held this green line as resistance. Way back here, we had a huge red flag. The red flag didn't come for months and months and months later when we crashed down here, but the red flag was foreshadowing of the turmoil that was coming. And this is key. I want you to remember this type of formation, because we had our cross here. We were holding support, but that green line couldn't push prices up. We held as resistance and everything fell apart, right? This was many, many days before this huge crash. It was 170 days before the actual turmoil happened. It gave us 170-day heads up that something terrible was coming, right? But a lot of people didn't want to listen. They will listen now. And then we started holding this green line as support. Everything is looking good until we break this green line, and that's when things start to fall apart. Again, we had that 3-day death cross. It brought us here. We started holding this green line as support back in January of this year, when we said that we were entering phase 1 of the bull. And here it is playing out right in front of us. We were holding this red line as support for a long time. It wasn't until recently in June, the end of June, that we started holding support right on schedule. All right. If you want to look at fractal patterns, we're not quite closely resembling this, but we are, however, very closely resembling this. You can see we started holding support here, which was about 62 days before this broke. And I would say, yeah, we're about 1 month in or so before this is, we're about 40-ish days holding. So we're right on schedule. According to the 2015 fractal pattern, 2016 fractal pattern, we're coming up, we're holding this as support. And of course, the green line as support as we move in to this cross, which will happen tomorrow, right? We will have this cross tomorrow. So when it happens, here's what we have to do. We have to continue holding this green line as support. And luckily for my students who have this indicator for free, you can project out exactly where the green moving average is going to be months from now. We can project out all the way for 132 days of where this is going to be. We can know in the future. So we know 132 days from now, this green line is going to be at roughly 30K. And that's given the current price trajectory, right? So keep that in mind. We need to do one thing and one thing only. We have to continue holding this green line as support. It's going to try to push us up. And if we fall through, that means multiple hundreds of days of extra recovery time and extra blood in the streets. We don't want a couple hundred days more of blood in the streets. We want to have a couple hundred days of sunshine and beautiful weather. That's what we want. But I needed to bring this to your attention. These 3-day crosses are nothing to play with. Do not mess with these 3-day crosses. All right. There are 0 false signals in the history of Bitcoin on this 3-day chart. 0 false signals. Every single death cross had 1 month to the market bottom. Every single golden cross was the start of the bull run. Then there's no denying any of this. Okay. So the bull run, in our opinion, according to all the facts and the charts, has already started. This is just further confirmation. And once again, this is the last day to get those courses at the huge discount. I want to help you figure out when to buy and when to sell. I want to help you have an extra revenue stream. I want to have you earn 5 times more in this bull run. This is your transformation. You're going to turn it all around starting right now. Put your foot down. Go sign up, CryptoCrewUniversity.com. That'll be the best financial decision you've ever made. Mark my words. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. I'll see you right back here in the next video. We're trying to bang them out today, okay? We're going to try to do 3, maybe 4. Who knows? We might get crazy and do 4. Let's try. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.
I was just investing my money, throwing it into the abyss, tens of thousands of dollars. And now with Steve's plan, I'm up 32,000. I'm appreciative for this course. It really works.